guys, so I'm here today to film a first impressions and review on the Fenty Beauty Concealer as well as the Fenty Beauty Powder. This was launched a couple weeks ago. I wasn't sure how I felt about it and I wanted to go in store and swatch it, so I just went in store to look at the shades. Now, I guess before I start this video, I'll say subscribe to my channel. I'm pretty sweet. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday and you should stick around and see what I do. So I just want to pull up the Sephora information. Also, I just turned my camera on to film and somehow it's at 10%. It was literally at like 40% the other day, so I don't know what my life is. So we are trying hard today. So just like the foundation, this comes in 50 shades and they did just launch a couple extra shades. The way they did it is that if you have your perfect foundation shade, you just get the matching concealer, and the matching concealer is a little bit lighter than your foundation shade. I don't know how everyone that on YouTube is like, oh my god, that's so great, but that's because all of the YouTube vloggers, if you've ever seen their faces, have flawless, beautiful skin because they're rich and can afford skincare. So yeah, it's a good idea, I think, but I think that I would like a foundation that matches my blemishes. Look at this guy. And then I would rather buy a lighter shade for my under eyes if that's what I'm looking for. Just putting it out there. Also, I personally do not have a perfect foundation shade in the Fenty Beauty. I actually picked up two samples while I was at Sephora of 150 and 120. These are the two neutral toned shades, and 120 is too light for me and 150 is too dark for me. So I want to try them out and see if I can get either of them to work for me, but like, I am this weird in-between skin tone that Rihanna doesn't have a foundation for. So I ended up picking up the color 140, which also confused me because this is for light skin tones with cool undertones, what's on the website. But if you look at 140 in the foundation, because I was like, oh, light with cool undertones, that's me. But if you look at 140 in the foundation, it's light with warm golden undertones or like yellow undertones, and it's not me, sis. So I'm confused. Like, I guess if you have warm undertones, like a pink concealer would be nice because it would brighten, but like, Riri, you have 50 foundation shades and nothing matches me. And I also think that as someone who's just used to being like the first shade in foundation, I get overwhelmed with how much foundation she has. So actually what I did was I put my Tarte Shape Tape in light in my purse, and when I went into Sephora, I swatched this because this is a perfect match for me next to the concealers. I still had a lot of time. I definitely felt that like between the light and fair shades, or the fair and light shades, there wasn't a lot of differentiation between them. And even the cool toned ones weren't very cool toned. I will swatch it here next to Tarte Shape Tape in light for you, just so you can see a comparison. As you can see, it's still definitely more warm toned than Shape Tape. So this is the Fenty, and this is the Shape Tape in light. So as you can see, this is definitely more warm toned and maybe a little bit lighter, but it's supposed to be cool toned. I was having some trouble. So I'm at 10% battery life, so we're just gonna go right into this demo and see how it works. I also picked up the powder in Lavender because I haven't seen anyone talk about this, and this is the product that I was honestly most excited about. Oh my god, I'm dropping shit everywhere. I'm a pasty ass bitch, and the idea of a lavender powder to brighten my under eyes sounds amazing. So what I am gonna do today is do one side with the lavender powder and one side with my RCMA No Color powder. This is just depotted into their container because their container is balls. So let's do it. I already have foundation, brows, and eyes on. So let's put some fucking concealer on. Yeah, like this looks a little yellow toned. I will say, like, it's not a big deal because like foundation, I mean, concealer doesn't need to match you perfectly. I also have like, what is this guy here? And like this guy here, like why? Oh, I also have one here. Thank you, Mother Nature. So we're just gonna blend. I never do my brows before my concealer, so this is weird to me. How do beauty gurus do this? Help me. The concealer it's blending out really easily. Like just a couple taps of a beauty blender and she's in. And actually that did cover that blemish that was there like really well. I'm wearing the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, just in case you were wondering. Okay, this is it. This is the important shit. That's blending out really well. Do you hear my cats? They're crazy and I apologize. Okay, that color actually feels like it matches me pretty well. It's a little bit yellow tone, but hopefully with the lavender powder over top, it'll help. I want to put one dot just in the deepest hollow of my under eye to kind of see if I can get it to build up a little bit. My battery's at 8%. Pray for me. Okay, that concealer is actually really nice. The coverage is great. It kind of has this like radiant finish to it. Let me give you a zoom. So as you can see, it kind of has like some radiance to it. The coverage is nice. It's brightening. I'm here for it, to be honest. Now, it is settling into my fine lines, but I don't believe any powder in the world doesn't settle into fine lines. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, like that's not real. So let's pop this off. Okay, my cat is having a meltdown and I'm not here for it. Okay, we're gonna pop this off and put a little bit of powder in the top. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of pat out my rinks, put some powder on here and give her. That powder smells nice. What's up with that? Oh, okay. I don't know if that was brightening, but that smoothed the shit out of my under eyes. Like, does it look brighter? Oh, maybe it does look brighter. Like, do I have a hollow anymore, or is it gone? I'm looking in my mirror to see. That might be awesome, to be honest. So with the other side of my beauty blender, I'm gonna take my RCMA No Color powder and do the same thing. Oh, I forgot to blend out my rings for this side. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, yeah, this eye looks better. Just straight up. Like I don't have a hollow in this eye. I have a hollow in this eye. Am I two different people right now? I'm shook. Part of me wants to just put the lavender powder everywhere, but I want to do a wear test with this, so I am going to see how, there's like powder floating around my face. I want to see how both of them wear all day, but I will say that the lavender side is smoother, no questions about it. I actually am going to take a little bit of this and just try to build up the coverage on this. Like, who gets a fucking pimple right on their cheek? Atrocious. Okay, so I'm going to try to charge my camera while I finish my face. Right now it is, what's the time? It's 1:12. So we'll call the check-in time 1 o'clock. I'm gonna finish my face and we'll be back to discuss this baby. All right, so face is on and I have to say, I'm loving it. I think that when I look at myself in the mirror, they look very similar, but this eye is 100,000,000% brighter than this eye. Also, if I'm gonna give you guys a zoom, but this eye also is settling into my fine lines less than this eye. Now, I'm sure this concealer probably claims to be creaseless, but nothing is creaseless on me, so that's just lies. But I will say, hold on, let's zoom and discuss. So I will say, if I show you guys my under eyes, there's creasing on both sides, but this side is definitely like way creasier than this side. Or sorry, this side's creasier than this side. Also, this Fenty highlighter, girl. So this concealer, now that my camera has charged while I finish my face, I can go do the rundown of the products. This concealer retails for $32 Canadian, which is a little pricey for a concealer considering the foundation isn't much more than that. I think it's like $42. And like, this is a concealer, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it. It says it's a creamy, long wear, crease proof, lies, liquid concealer with light as air, medium to full coverage that brightens under eyes and conceals blemishes and redness. I will say it does all of those things. It's definitely, I'm glad it's not called full coverage. It is definitely a medium to full coverage. It does have a creamy texture. It is kind of has a dewy natural finish, which makes me feel like there's no way it can be creaseless, because here's the thing, like, matte products don't crease because they dry down really quickly, but a creamy product like this that has more of like a dewy natural finish will not dry down as quickly, which will cause creasing. Also, under eyes crease, like, people need to stop calling things creaseless concealers. If you have creases, makeup will go there. This won't crease on like a 12-year-old, but like on a regular human with creases under your eyes, it's gonna crease. It's just the way it is, so whatever. So on the how to use suggestions, it says Rihanna likes to apply the concealer and let it dry completely before setting with the instant retouch powder. Rihanna likes to set as the very last step in her makeup routine. Girl, that's how you get creases. I don't understand that. Maybe I'll try that next time, but like, I'm not feeling it. Okay, so let's talk this fucking powder. This is called the Pro Filt'R Instant Retouch Setting Powder in the shade Lavender, which is for fair to light skin tones, great for brightening. I will say, in the container, this looks purple, and people are like terrified of that. I'm like the only, like, I saw people being like, ooh, purple, like, I don't know if I want to try that. And I'm like, oh my God, purple, give me. Let me see if I can show you guys this in the container so you can just see how lavender it truly is. It definitely has a lavender tone, but when I put it on my under eyes, like, it didn't make them look lavender. I'm just gonna be honest. Also, can we talk about this packaging? It's fucking beautiful. You also get tons of product in here. You get 28 grams in here, and this is 40 bucks. Like, this is a way better deal than the concealer. Because like $40 Canadian is not that much for a powder, and you're getting 28 grams in here. Also, you get this little sifter lid that like has a design in it, so you can actually pop this on and it closes the holes for travel. My issue with that is like once you open a powder, how do you close it if there's powder in here? I guess you'd have to like remove this sifter, pour the powder back in, and then do it. I don't know. It feels like a lot of work. I would just rather have my powder explode while I'm out in the world. The powder claims to be a super fine, weightless, loose setting powder in 8 sheer shades to perfect and extend makeup wear for a filtered, photo-ready finish on lock. On lock. It's supposed to reduce shine and blur the look of pores, fine lines, and imperfections for a hyper smooth filter that won't flash back. I'm gonna be honest with you. This powder has blown my mind, and a powder has never once blown my mind, except for the MAC Millennium Skin Finish Natural, which is my setting powder I use every single day. But that powder blew my mind 10 years ago. This is the first powder to ever blow my mind in the future. In the future, this is gonna blow my mind. Like, I'm shook by this powder. If you look at me, you can see that this eye doesn't have a hollow and this eye does. Like, this 100% brightened. This lavender color is bomb. If you are pasty like me, get this color. I wonder if they're all for brightening. So yeah, it looks like the color lavender is for brightening, the color banana is for brightening, but then butter, cashew, oh, honey is also for brightening, but butter, cashew, hazelnut, and coffee don't say brightening. Nutmeg also says brightening. So interesting. I also think that butter looks like it would be too, it says it's for fair to medium skin tones, but she looks dark and yellow. Yellow. So if you're like me and you want a brightening ass powder, this is bomb. And like, it honestly, not only is this side creasing less, not only is this side brighter, but this side looks smoother. Like, it's definitely blurring my imperfections. It's blurring my pores and my fine lines. It's making my under eyes look flawless. Like, this is a new holy grail powder for me, hands down. I've been using RCA No Color Powder for like the last 2 years, but I think this just replaced it. This feels like what everyone built the Hourglass powder up to be. Everyone told me that I needed the Hourglass Veil powder, especially if you have dry skin. They're like, ooh, girl, you need this. So I bought the mini size of it, which, by the way, for a translucent powder, this is yellow as fuck, which is terrifying to me because I am a cool toned slash neutral kind of girl, not yellow. So I've used this a couple times and like, it's just been okay, but this just blew my mind. So, like I said, it's 1 o'clock, or it was just 1 o'clock when I finished my makeup. It's probably like 2 now because I took so long. It's 1:30 now. So we are going to do a wear test on this concealer and see how she goes. So far, I'm liking the concealer. I'm loving this powder. So that's why I wanted to try one out with the RCMA No Color Powder, because I know how the No Color Powder reacts. So I want to make sure that this powder isn't just making the concealer even better. So yeah, that is what's happening. So if you want to see how the Fenty concealer and the powder last throughout the day, then keep watching. All right, bitches, we're back, and it is 6:15. This has been on my face for 5 hours, and from afar, I think they look fine. I do think that this eye, she still looks brighter. I'm still shook by how bright that eye looks. I mean, also in general, my makeup looks pretty solid. My lipstick is basically gone. Sorry, I ate a donut. But I mean, I will say overall, both eyes have creased intensely. But I have creasy eyes. They both look a little dry and creasy. I actually do feel like this side kind of creased out farther than it normally does for me. But I could be dramatic. Actually, you know what? This side has definitely creased deeper into my lines. Let's zoom her in. I just sneezed. Please ignore my red ass eyes now. As you can see, this eye has creased kind of out to here, whereas this one isn't creased out as far. But if you look at the creases in this eye, they are definitely like deeper, whereas these ones are creased, but this is like a more dramatic crease. Okay, that's all you need to see. I have creasy eyes. I have dry skin and dry under eyes, and so I have this weird dynamic with my eyes where I love concealer. Obviously, if I don't set my concealer creases and kind of fades away. If I do set my concealer creases, it stays, but it looks a little dry and cakey. So I usually go the dry and cakey method because in general, here's the thing with these videos like this, like you're like zooming up close, like inspecting your eyes, but like a normal person I'm gonna see in the world is not going to be like, let me get a zoom in on those under eyes, bitch, looking a little creasy. Like, just to be honest. But I will say that the powder is bomb, because either way the creasing is less on this side and this eye is like bright and beautiful. She looks like 21, just got her first job. She's making good money and like living her best life. She probably has a 401k. This girl, she's 35. She's having a rough go of it. She's having a midlife crisis. She's not sure if she's in the right career path. You know, things are hard for this girl. This girl living her best life. So, I will probably come back and do a check-in, another check-in, so I don't know why I'm giving an overview of this, but I also feel like not a lot's gonna change from now until like 5 hours from now. I might take my face off a little bit early today. Also, only because I want to put a sheet mask on, because here's another thing. It's been like minus 25 to minus 35 degrees in Toronto for the past few weeks. So my skin has been the desert lately. So, and also I've been inside today with like heating on. So like forced air also isn't great for your skin. Like us all over my skin has just been like, girl, hydrate me. Also, did I drink any water today? I think I had like 3 coffees and no water. Oh no, I had water with breakfast, but I've still also had, it's 6 p.m. Don't judge me. Don't judge me and my caffeine diet. So yeah, that's what it's looking like for now. Honestly, I'm not mad about it. I'm obsessed with the powder. I think the concealer looks nice. I'll need to like psychoanalyze my other concealers and kind of play with this concealer more, but overall I think the color matches me pretty well, and like I'm not mad. So like I said, it's 6:15 right now. I'll be back in a couple hours to do a final wrap up, and we'll see how this baby looks after a full ass day. Okay, this is all you're getting. It's 9:30. My phone's not in here, so you just gotta trust a girl. I want to take this face off real bad. I need to put a sheet mask on. Ripped all my nail polish off, so I gotta paint my nails before I go to bed, and If you can see, I can't even open my eyes right now because they're so tired. Nothing has really changed since my last check-in. Maybe they got a little bit creasier, but like not really. Everything feels the same. And my check-in is basically the same as my last check-in. The concealer is pretty bomb, I'm not gonna lie. But this powder is legit. I do think that Rihanna needs more pink undertoned foundations concealers in her line, and I think that this isn't pink toned. I would maybe call this neutral, but like there's no way this is cool undertones at all. I just need some pasty girl cool shades because I'm in between two right now and it's frustrating. But overall, I would say like my pimple over here is still covered up. This one's not, but like my chin I touch a lot, so, but my under eyes look good. Powder on this side is bomb, and overall I'm pretty impressed with this foundation and concealer, or powder and concealer. The lavender powder needs more love, people. Internet people, give the lavender powder more love. Concealer has decent coverage, a great finish, it's buildable, I like it. My camera is at, my memory card is at 0 minutes left, so we're wrapping this up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what you think about the new Fenty concealer, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.